Here is the world's most twisted prison. The cells are suspended reinforced glass chambers. All surveillance systems can be moved at any time. Even bathing and using the toilet are broadcast live. Here, the number of guards is 10 times that of the prisoners. They are well equipped, and if you dare cause trouble, they'll beat you until your own mother wouldn't recognize you. They'll also force water down your throat through hoses. Strangely, the inmates have no idea where they're being held. They never see the sun and can't even tell day from night. The solitary confinement cell is even more terrifying. Blazing lights stay on constantly. Once you're thrown in there, you can't even open your eyes. It's hotter than a sauna, and every second is pure agony. Despite the pain, I forced myself to carefully observe the structure of the solitary cell, trying to find a way to break out. When I finally emerged, I was completely exhausted, but I had found the vulnerability I was looking for, the rivets on the floor. I had a plan. However, escaping couldn't be done without help. First, I needed to find someone to use as cannon fodder. While I was searching around, someone approached me to strike up a conversation. He was also a muscular man named Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold was very curious about my previous work. I told him that if he wanted to know, he'd first have to help me find a smooth piece of metal.
You give me that piece of metal, I might be able to get you out of here.
The next second, Arnold immediately reported to the guards, saying he had something important to tell the warden and that he needed to draw it personally. He ended up drawing a big butt. The warden realized he'd been played and ordered the guards to punish him with water torture. They forced water down Arnold's throat through hoses, trying to drown him alive. But during this process, he managed to get hold of a drain cover from the interrogation room. Afterwards, he gave the cover to me. Seeing his miserable condition, I revealed my true identity as an escape artist and shared my discovery with him. I had found that the prison's internal architectural structure was almost entirely vertical, which suggested we were likely underground. Moreover, I could hear water sounds beneath the solitary confinement cell. I theorized there was a water pipe down there, and there must be a way up. Next, I needed to get back to the solitary cell. Once the plan was set, it was time to act. I squeezed a piece of bread into my hand beforehand. Soon, a fight I instigated attracted the guards, and we were both thrown into the bright solitary confinement cell. As soon as I entered, I pulled out the metal piece and reflected the intense light onto the rivets. After several dozen seconds, the 100-degree heat caused the rivets to expand, and I quickly pried them out. I performed the same operation on the other 3 rivets. Once finished, I stuffed the bread into my mouth and signaled Arnold to create a distraction. He began shouting loudly. The warden predictably turned toward him. I immediately stood up, stuck the chewed bread paste onto the camera to block its view, then lifted the floor panel and crawled inside. I entered the underground space and climbed continuously upward through the pipes. I accidentally tore a wire, instantly opening a water valve, and water came gushing out. But I didn't dare stop. I finally climbed up, but the next second I was stunned. This wasn't the underground location I had guessed. We were on a massive cargo ship. This prison was actually built on a ship.